What is going on, YouTube? My name is Lucas, and today we're going to be talking about, well, an up-and-coming EV company. Many of you are aware of them. They are tied to the likes of Amazon. They are tied to the likes of Ford, and really, they're making a ripple when it comes to not only the truck EV aspect, but they're also getting into the delivery aspect. I think there's a lot to really kind of cipher through this company. They do have a lot going for them, but they did also just release some earnings, and some people are down on it, and understandably so. So we're going to talk about that. And I think, honestly, moving forward, there's a lot of question marks around EVs. Can they take on the likes of Tesla in certain aspects? We got to understand, Tesla is the monster of this sector. And the real question is, can Rivian take them on in some aspects? They have to. That's who they're competing against. They're also competing against the likes of GM and obviously some others, but the big one is going to be Tesla. So those are the questions that we're hoping to look into, dive into, and we're also just going to talk about the company in general in this video. So as always, I appreciate the support. I really do appreciate everything you guys are doing. It means so much to me as we dive back into this and really get involved into making videos. So if you're interested in Rivian, I suggest you stay tuned right after this. But before we dive in and start talking about Rivian, you guys know how I do it. If you like this video, smash that like button. It helps out tremendously. And if you enjoy the content, because I'm going to keep the content flowing, make sure you guys smash that subscribe button. It helps out tremendously. And that way I know you guys are supporting the channel. It means so much. Thank you so much. Comment down below. Make sure you guys are giving me the thoughts that you guys are going through as well. I love interacting and engaging with the comments. It helps out in so many ways, guys. It truly, truly does. I also want to remind you guys, I'm not a financial advisor. Anything I say in this video is literally for entertainment purposes only. And that's exactly what I'm here to do, is entertain for you guys and provide you good quality content. So I do appreciate everything. So we're going to jump right into this, ladies and gentlemen. We truly, truly are. You know, there's been so many EVs that have tried to at least take on this market. The likes of Workhorse, you know, from a delivery standpoint, we've seen kind of some struggles with them. We've seen another trucking company that's really tried to take them on, and they had their struggles themselves in Lordstown Motors. So there's really a lot of companies that have kind of come from the ground up and truly tried to not only challenge the sector, but in a way try to challenge Tesla. They both tried to enter something that Tesla hasn't put out yet. That would be the truck. We know the Cybertruck is coming, but they haven't done it yet. So trying to be the first to the market, trying to probably force a little bit of things, trying to get to a little bit quicker than maybe Tesla has. We've seen some struggles. Rivian obviously has some huge backing. They obviously have Ford, like we talked about. They also have Amazon. I think that's a significant piece, as we'll kind of dive into some of the numbers and really find out a little bit of the production aspect. I think one of the biggest differences is that we're seeing production numbers. We're seeing actual orders in place that are being fulfilled, things like that. There's no question around that. I do think that they missed, which we'll talk about. But I think there's a lot that you can kind of dissect yourself and do your own research in this aspect as well. So we're going to jump right in. I'm going to play some clips through this, obviously, from some takes from CNBC as people talked about Rivian and kind of the information that we received. So here we go. Rivian shares slide after company cuts 2021 EV production expectations. I mean, that's not a good sign, but then there's also some information that's coming with it. I think that it's positive. So here we go. Shares of Rivian Automotive plummeted 10% in after-hours trading Thursday after CEO R.J. Scaringe and other executives reported a surge in customer reservations but cut vehicle production expectations for the year. Rivian said it expects to fall a few hundred vehicles short. A few hundred, ladies and gentlemen, I think is okay. If they were to say like 1,000 or even in excess of that, I think we really have some red flags, but a few hundred, I'm okay with. I truly am, especially when you see these numbers that are coming next. It says of its 2021 production target of 1,200 vehicles. The company said it has faced supply chain issues as well as challenges ramping up production of the complex batteries that power the vehicles. Something we're kind of seeing. You know, you got to really get that going before you really start to establish the product. I mean, that's something in my opinion. So it says ramping up production system like this, as I said before, is really complex orchestra. Scaringe told investors Thursday, we're ramping up largely as expected. The battery constraint is really an artifact of just bringing up a highly automated line. And as I said, it doesn't present any long-term challenges for us. So at least that's good to know. But we've also heard stuff like that before. So that, I'm going to pay attention to that as well. The updates come alongside Rivian's first quarterly report as a public company, and confirmation of plans for a new $5 billion plant in Georgia that's expected to come online in 2024. So that's good to hear. At least they have, the plant coming, and that's going to help with production. Again, hopefully that helps with the batteries and everything like that. And again, that's more jobs and things that come to Rivian. Aside from the production snags, Rivian said total reservations for the electric R1T pickup, which is really cool. You should go check that out if you haven't. And the R1S SUV, another really cool SUV that I think is pretty neat looking, increased to 71,000 as of December 15th. That's up 28% compared with most recent tally of only 55,400 vehicles in November. So they're getting more requests, more reservations. It's just they got to be able to meet that production. So hopefully this starts to kind of figure things out as they get a lot of this production stuff in order. That's a higher rate than what the company expected, officials said. The company said it has produced 652 R1Ts and R1S vehicles and delivered 386 of those. So another good positive sign. At least they're getting those vehicles, manufactured, completed, and they're getting them sent out. So at least we're seeing that, and I think that's a good thing. It says in sale of the first two R1S SUVs earlier this week. So another positive sign. So Q3 results. Rivian's third quarter results fell in line with Wall Street revenue expectations and with estimates that the company previously released as part of its recent IPO. It says for the third quarter, Rivian reported an operational loss of $776 million and a net loss of $1.23 billion. The company had previously predicted an operational loss between $745 million and $795 million and a net loss between $1.21 billion and $1.28 billion. Now, as a new company, there's a lot of things that money is going to be spent on, as you're starting to see. So it's going to be a little bit, ladies and gentlemen. If you are interested in this stock, you got to understand there's going to be a little bit of a time window before this company becomes profitable. But we've also seen that with multiple companies. A big example is Tesla. Tesla took a little bit before they were profitable too. So I don't want to say they are Tesla by no means because, like I stated in the open, Tesla is a monster. Tesla is the number one in this category, hands down. So they have a long way to go before they really start kind of getting into that model. It says Wall Street's analysts expect the company to report a 5.52 earnings per share loss on revenue of $1 million. According to a handful of estimates compiled by Refinitiv, CNBC does not compare reported EPS to Wall Street analysts for a company's first report since going public because of uncertainty around the share counts. So we're going to see that in this video as we play it right here.
Good morning, Becky. As you take a look at shares of Rivian, it plunged aftermarket once the company's projection for production in the fourth quarter came out. They're going to be a couple hundred vehicles shy of their previous estimate, which was going to be 1,200 vehicles production, but not a huge miss. This is not something when you look at the analyst notes where they're saying, whoa, what happened here? Almost everybody said the same thing, which is, it's kind of what you expected. Rivian has slumped despite expansion plans, which they announced yesterday. That growth includes announcing a new final assembly plant just east of Atlanta. That will open in 2024. The capacity to build 400,000 vehicles. By the way, R1T and R1S orders jumped from 48,000 on September 30th to 71,000. The big challenge, according to CEO RJ Scaringe, getting that supply chain and production up to scale.
So now we're going to talk about the new plant. So what is the new plant supposed to be used for? And I think that's important to understand too. Is it just another manufacturing line, or what are they really trying to work on? So it says the new battery and assembly plant announced Thursday will be east of Atlanta and is expected to facilitate production of up to 400,000 vehicles per year, Rivian said. Construction on the facility is expected to begin in the summer of 2022, and the start of production is slated for 2024. So we should expect this thing to be rolling online, ready to go around that time frame. Rivian, whose stakeholders include Amazon and Ford Motor, was the first automaker to go to market. with an all-electric pickup truck called the R1T. It went public through a blockbuster IPO in November. Now, I kind of want to hit on that real quick. The reason why they had such a tremendous IPO is because now we're seeing why. They have to spend a lot of money to get this thing rolling off the ground. They really do need a lot of money as they're burning through it pretty quickly. So it all makes sense why the IPO went so high. Now we're starting to see the stock price kind of come back to almost what would be a reality. You know, it shot clean up out the IPO, probably out of excitement. A lot of people are climbing on board for what they were bringing. Now we're starting to see it kind of come back to reality. And we've seen this numerous times with IPOs, but we've also seen it with EVs and just a lot of different ones. Now, there's a lot of things that are also going into factor with what is going on with the EV market, you know, electronics in general. And so the market might start to recess anyways with that topic. So this still may continue to come down more, as we'll continue to talk about for sure. So continuing on, Wall Street analysts have set the bar high for Rivian, comparing CEO Scaringe to Superman and saying the company is the one capable of challenging EV leader Tesla. We'll have to see. I do have another video, another clip that I'm going to play for you right here. And it's actually from, you know, an analyst or someone that's been kind of following this. So kind of pay attention to what he has to say. And I think there's a lot of great information in what he's saying.
Good to see, Colin, good to see you. I do wonder whether you think the lead out of the print is about the loss or the reservations or something else.
No, I mean, it's definitely about the Q4 weaker production outlook. I mean, I don't personally think it's that big of a deal, but this is a stock that's, you know, we're reading the tea leaves. It's early days. We're talking about cutting a few hundred units in a company that's pricing in probably several million units in 10 years. But, you know, it's a disappointing start, but it's pretty small in the scheme of things.
Right. Is there I wonder, people were making light of the revenue figure of about $1 million, I think. When do you think that number becomes material?
I mean, this is almost a pre-revenue company. I think all the investors involved hopefully were aware of that before they bought into the IPO. It was pretty transparent. It's going to take many years for this to ramp into meaningful revenue. They have, though, you know, 77,000 orders already. So it's really about just being able to get that production up and running. And they have a, you know, really exciting electric vehicle out there that I think consumers are going to really like.
Yeah. The cash position, are you comfortable with it? And I wonder whether or not you think they are biting off more than they can chew in Georgia now with this new plant.
Well, with the IPO, they have significant cash. I mean, to be totally honest, I think in a few years, since they need to build this new plant, they're going to need to build out an EV charging infrastructure, more servicing. They're going to be, unfortunately, burning through quite a bit of what they raised in the IPO, and they probably might need to go out in a couple of years to raise more. If the story is successful, that's really not going to be an issue. We've seen that many times with Tesla. I mean, the Georgia plant's not really much of a surprise. It was kind of leaked to the media, and they've been pretty transparent that they were going to be building another plant because they have their R2 coming in 2024, and that's when this plant is supposed to be online. You know, they are, you know, what's exciting about the company is they're doing more than Tesla did. I mean, they by the end of this year will have 3 vehicles out. You know, it took Tesla many years to get 3 vehicles on the road. So, you know, they're trying to do a lot. It's the challenge, and that's also part of the issue in Q4 production there.
So continuing on, it says Rivian is still a growth story, though it expects capital expenditures of about $8 billion through 2023, with some analysts such as Bank of America Securities, John Murphy, forecasting Rivian won't turn an operating profit until at least 2025. So that's something to really take into consideration as you become an investor. Those are things that are a little bit concerning in a way when you go to invest in a company, because you want a company to make money. That's the whole objective. They're going to kind of get things rolling. It's a brand new company, ladies and gentlemen. They do have a tremendous backing in Ford and obviously Amazon. Amazon has a huge, you know, outcast or forecast for what they want with Rivian to kind of use their vehicles to then become their delivery vehicles. We've heard that multiple times. So there's really a lot that we can anticipate. It just has to happen. So I'm excited for this company, but I'm also kind of, I guess, treading water lightly. And the reason is just because I've seen this, I guess you could say, game plan before. I've seen this in action before, and it hasn't gone the greatest. Now, I do think that with the backing they have, it should go a little bit better than what it did before, because like a Workhorse or even like a Lordstown Motors, they didn't really have the backing, the support from bigger companies. They didn't have, kind of the money to even really go into that aspect. So that's what kind of is keeping me interested in what's going on here. And now we've come to one of my favorite parts of any video. If you guys seen my videos before, you know it's chart breaking down time, and I think this one is important. So let's swing on over here and check out Rivian, ticker symbol RIVN. So it opened on Friday at $99.92. It did get as high as $100.60, but its low is $92.62. Its volume was 44.43 million. That's pretty significant. Market cap is 86.31 billion. 52-week high is 179.47. That came with the IPO. That was really a roaring moment for this stock. As you see, it's coming back, like I stated, to a normal reality. Its 52-week low is 92.62, and its average volume is 33.12 million. So the volume on Friday was up from the average volume. Now, it closed at $97.70. That was down 10.26%, ladies and gentlemen. It did go down just a smidge in the after hours, closing at $97.66. That was down an additional 0.04%. As you guys can see, this is a one-week chart. And in the one-week chart, you're seeing that tremendous jump off the cliff type of fall. And the reason is just the information that we got. Do I think that we're going to continue down a little bit more? I do. I really do think it's going to go down a little bit more because a lot of people are kind of seeing it, sorting it out, figuring out what they want to do. But I do think it might hang on just a little bit, only because I think people will see it as an opportunity to get in at a decent price. So you're going to kind of see an up and down almost a little bit, but I could see it kind of averaging out and kind of just really kind of staying flat. I'm excited for this company. I truly am, but like I stated, I'm treading water lightly with this one. I have invested into this company, but I'm going to kind of hold for a little bit and see where it goes and then see if I want to add more. And I think that's going to be kind of the game plan, at least for me. Again, I do remind you, I'm not a financial advisor, and anything I see in this video is literally for entertainment purposes only. And that's exactly what I'm here to do, is entertain and provide good information for you guys. So that is what's going on with the chart. I do appreciate you guys checking out this video on Rivian. I do appreciate you swinging by the beat of KC. It means a lot. The support has been tremendous. We're going to continue piling on the videos. I'm going to get back into the groove of things, like I've stated in a few of these videos I've done now. I'm excited to be back, and I'm excited to provide you guys videos. Hopefully you're getting the entertainment. Hopefully you're getting some good information on these stocks, and you're enjoying exactly what I'm putting out. So as always, again, thank you so much for the support. Please smash that subscribe button, smash that like button, hit that comment section. Let me know what you guys are thinking. I'd be interested to hear your thoughts on Rivian. And as always, have a good day.